this good?
Shapes to get the sequence of squares to come out, as they are, one after another, column after column. I mean, you see them waiting for a while to make that happen, right? So this is all done. So it's really cool. So step number 4 is add any new design element.
You don't have to do that fancy of a thing. Plus you have those libraries where there's already presets in there that you can use, and just, even if it's just changing the color to match your logo or something like that.
The only tool you have is albums. Now, a photo can be in multiple albums. But there's no moving within an album. However, you can drag them around.
And sort them kind of thing.
Customize the order, but there's no tagging within albums. Okay.
Definitely some room for improvement in there.
So there's lots of
Terry Lee Britton in the audience tonight. Thank you very much for this music. I really do appreciate it. Whoop, whoop. Whoop, bang, whoop. Hello, whoop. Hello and hello everyone out there. Oh my goodness, how's everyone doing? No guest tonight. I have no guest on. It was the week before. I had out of town for a week. So I wanted to come on by myself and just do some tinkering with tech. Listen, this one is going to be just like me sitting at my dining room table right on the back porch. So anybody, you have a question or you want to talk about something, you talk about it. I'm going to bring up a couple things on my own. I have one thing to talk about just to kind of show and guide. And hopefully, I made a video. I don't know if y'all saw this, but a virtual video camera for OBS. And I created that video, and a lot of people responded, had a lot of comments on there. Hey, look, I can't get mine to work, that kind of thing. And this is the one thing that bothers me about YouTube communities, and I love y'all's feedback, anybody that's out there listening. They asked me a question, but rather than sit there text back and forth, I'd like to interactively help somebody or get in a hangout or a Zoom meeting or something that, and I wish that we had that capability and it was out there. So what I wanted to do today is just touch on the virtual camera, tell you how I did it, what I did to set it up, and where it is on OBS when I'm using it. Maybe even show you inside a Zoom window so you can see where I added it to Zoom. So that way you can kind of get an idea of how I use it, what I use it for, and really how to use it, how to get it out there and how to use it as an app that it's meant to be. So that's what I want to show tonight. So I'm going to be bringing stuff on screen, be doing all kinds of stuff. Make sure you can hear me. Just give me a yay or a thumbs up or something to let me know that you can hear me, because I know that I tend to do that where I don't allow myself to be heard. So want to make sure that you can hear me. Just anybody, just a quick yes, we're good, and I'll keep on going. But till then, I just want to make sure. All right, and awesome, fantastic, thank you. Okay, so here's the deal. Okay, let me do a quick screen share. Awesome, thank you. Going to go to, just to make sure before I do this. There it is. Okay, good. Yes, it is, but it's the wrong one, isn't it? Or is it? Where is that? Okay, I don't need my headset. I don't really need it because who am I hearing except for myself, right? So I really don't need that. Thumbs up. Good. Thank you. Thank you for the thumbs up. This is going to be weird because you're not going to see me with my headset on, but I don't really need it. As long as you can hear me, that's all I care about. So let me do this. Make sure that that's what this is. Before I do this, no, that's not the right one. I want to go to this one. Sorry. I'll have it in just a second. Yeah, that's it, right? Yes. Okay. All right. So I'm going to, right here, this is the app, Open Broadcaster Software, and you can see it's obsproject.com/forum/resources/obs-virtual-camera.539. And this gives you where you can download the OBS Virtual Camera 2.0.2. Okay, that's the key. That's the key right there, is to make sure you get this one. And then it kind of gives you a how-to and what you need to do and how the instructions on how to do it. Again, I know that's right. So many buttons to hit is right, Andrew. And I'm going to follow you all's comments the whole time because I want to get you guys answering questions and giving me your input on stuff too. So, with that, let's see. So I have, hold on a second. Let me go here. Yep. Okay. My screen share. Good. Okay. So I'm on my screen share. So that's what I wanted to show you. This is where to download. This is the one to get and all that kind of stuff. But once you're in, so now I'm going to screen share. Let me change my screen share so that way you see my screen so you can see. Again, I don't want to pull something up that I don't need to pull up on screen. This one is I just need to do that, don't I? Properties. Okay, let's do it. Let's do it to it. Let me do this. No. All right. This is really strange because it's not coming up right for me, so that's why I'm having trouble here. Sorry. Technical difficulties. So I want to make sure that I have. Well, I want to show this window. Interesting. Okay, I'm going to cancel that. Hold on a second. Let me try something else. let me add in here. Let's do. Okay. All right. Let me. If I bring this up on screen, you don't see it, do you? No, you do not. Besides, that's not going to give you anything to visualize that way anyway. So, let me put this. What if I did this? Boom. No, you don't see that. Okay, never mind. All right, so I can't show you on OBS. What I wanted to do is be able to show you on OBS exactly. No, I'm not using Restream tonight. He was asking me. Andrew asked. No. Just on YouTube is all I have going on right now. Once it's downloaded, you want to go in. You have to have your OBS open. So take note. OBS has to be open. Okay. In order for you to use it as a virtual camera, because obviously it's using your camera that you're creating, or your scenes that you're creating, to bring in the virtual camera. So then you would go to Tools and then Virtual Camera, and I have mine set to auto start. So it automatically starts as soon as I come up. So that way, if I go over to Zoom, which let me go over to that screen if I can. Don't know if I can, so let me try to. Let me see if I can at least get that to come up, right? Jiminy crickets, I'm all over the place tonight, aren't I? Okay, so here is my Zoom window that I have over here, and you can see down in the bottom left corner, I don't know if you can see that where it says video or stop video. I have the little menu down there, and I don't know if you can see the menu come up. It doesn't look like you can. You guys tell me if you can, but I can't see it, so I don't think you can. But down at the bottom, I have a choice to choose the OBS camera. So watch when I choose the OBS camera, it's going to change to the scene of the OBS, and oh my goodness, is that messed up. Okay, maybe I'm not going to do that. All right, so I tried anyway. So that's kind of the things that, okay, so this is not the perfect demonstration for you on the OBS virtual camera. Anyway, so not the way to show you, but if you want to know or you want to learn, reach out to me. I will gladly get into a Zoom meeting with you or a Hangout or whatever form of way you want to get together. I can show you how to set all that and do all that. So, like anything live, this is always fun. Not exactly, everything doesn't always go as you wish or say it is, okay? Couple things, couple comments. Let's just throw some things out there. I'm going to say this, and I know I say this every week whenever I do just to sit down with me by myself. I say this all the time. Google Keep Notes is the best thing that as a tool that I find as an app at all. Also, I have to say, Google Photos. Probably one of the best apps that Google created ever. It's just crazy. Yeah, no, that's right, Terry. Terry says this is not a perfect demonstration. Actually, it's not at all even close to a demonstration. Guess I just need to do screenshots and present those from now on, which is probably what I'll do next time. Sorry about that for those of you, anybody that came back to watch or has stayed to watch the virtual camera setup and everything. So I'll have to do that on my own elsewhere. I did create a video on it to show you how to do it, but for some reason some people could not get it to load up, and I was trying to help out with that. Apparently, I needed to find a better way of doing that. I want to talk about Google Keep, though, because I love the idea of sharing Google Keep Notes. It is one of the best and most cool things there is out there. Just the ability I can just speak my note. This is great on mobile. I can set a reminder to start and set a reminder that ends up on my calendar and in my phone and everything else on my calendar. The other thing is I have the ability to take a photo of something and it takes all the words off of what, let's say I'm getting like a serial number off the back of my modem or a product I have or something like that. I take a picture of it and boom, it'll put the words right out there off that photo. I mean, really cool stuff. Yeah, that's right. Richard says, I hope they don't delete, keep, and Google Photos next August. Yeah, I went to dinner with my mom tonight because she's back in town, and it was Wednesday night. That's what that's our thing. Ever since my father passed away, my mom, I always go to her house for dinner on Wednesdays, and she's back in town. So I went to dinner with her, and I was showing her some of this stuff. And I'm telling you, the thing is really cool. I was showing her and explaining to her some of the uses and some of the things that I have it for and how I organize it. And she was just so blown away. And she said, it's so funny to me because she said, you should teach this kind of stuff to people. And I was like, or do classes. And I was like, well, I kind of do that on Wednesday nights. It's just hard to get the word out for everybody. But yeah, no, I mean, I love this kind of stuff. And I was explaining to her because we were talking about Google Photos as well. Chris Gould, who I've had on, she's a product expert as I am. I tell you, I have the most watches when she does a video. She does a great job explaining any of those. If you have a chance to go back and watch, matter of fact, Geeks on Tour is what they're called, and they have I just got a message on my watch. I love it. Geeks on Tour is now having weekly tech lesson. There you go. For smartphone beginners. Perfect. What timing is that? I mean, it's in the air there. How about that? So I tell you, it's good stuff. Hey, listen, I want to ask you guys this week, though. This week, if you have I want to know, and you guys be honest with me, whatever way or you think or whatever and that kind of thing. Okay. Here's my question. Let me quit beating around the bush. If you have a question about a product, where do you look for an answer? Do you go to YouTube, go to Google, go to the product, let's say the product forum for that product. In Google, they have product forums with every single product. You can go to that one. But like, even Microsoft, do you go to their help page? Do you go to Facebook's help page? Whatever you're having an issue with. Do you go to the help page of that particular product? Yes, Chris and Jim. Yes, that's right. Hey, Chris and Jim, they're not here. Oh yeah, there's Chris. Just tune in. I've heard something about Google Photos and what I missed. That's right. There you go. Chris did come by. Hey there, how are you? Yes, I was talking about that because I was with my mom tonight. I was just explaining I was with my mom tonight, and I was teaching her and showing her some stuff and everything. And she said, you ought to teach this stuff and show some people stuff. And then I told her about you, and I said, oh my gosh, this person is the best teacher when it comes to this stuff. So I love it. Anyway, so I guess my question is, do you try and go to the app or the product and go find their help forum, or do you just Google search? I'm just curious. I'm real curious what gets you going on the particular thing. Do you try and go to that product? Do you try and go to, in Google, now that you know that, I've mentioned this many times that I'm a product expert in Google with Google Problems. I'm just curious if people are going to the forum, or would you rather just come to me? Since I know a lot about them and that kind of stuff, and I'm a Google geek, and then let me try and figure it out that way. Or do you ever try and go to YouTube? Have you ever gone to YouTube and tried to look on there to see if, hey, I need to find out more about this, or is there an answer to this? Do you use it as a help page like that? Most people do a Google search, and that's what I'm seeing here. Sheila says, I Google it, and Christina, how are you, young lady? She says, I Google search. That's what I do. Yep. Andrew, depends on what type of help I need, Andrew says. That's a cool question, because a lot of times, you can get right to, like when I have an Android issue, and I'm just speaking for me now. When I have an Android issue, I try to go to Android Central, because a lot of times it's already been asked and there's a lot of stuff there. when I have a Windows issue, almost always I'll go to Google and just search it. I mean, because I don't know how well Windows Help Center is. I don't know, but I don't go that route. I know if I have a forum question, since I'm a product expert, which is now product expert instead of top contributor, you've always heard me say that. I'll go into a forum or one of the Hangout messages where we have other product experts, as opposed to going the forum, because I don't want to be a product expert asking a question in another forum. And my tagline comes there too, so I just try to stay with that. Chris says, I try to go to the forum for the help, but so often the search in the forum doesn't get the results I want. When I just do a general Google search, it almost always comes up with it. That's Chris Gould. Yeah, totally agree with you. I understand. Sheila says, unfortunately, there isn't a product forum for my GMB stuff. There you go. I got you. I usually ask you if I think you might know. Yeah, that's right, Andrew. He asked me first. That's cool. Google search is just amazing. It really is. It really is incredible. I mean, in what you can find out and what you can do. I find myself more and more, though, actually searching on YouTube, because I like a video response or a video answer. So I've been searching. You know, it's like everybody says, what's the top search engine in the world? Google, obviously. You know what's number 2? YouTube. And you know what's number 3? I think some of you have been in with me, so you know this. Amazon. There you go. So that's the third top. So, but those 3 are the top 3 search engines in the world, or search avenues or engines or whatever you want to call them. Or top search sites, I should say, maybe. Yeah, I totally agree. So Chris, Andrew, Sheila, appreciate that. And Christina, good. Thank you for answering. I just find myself lately, like I said, going to YouTube and asking a lot of questions there. Speaking of YouTube, I was going to go into that a little bit too. I mean, this isn't going to be a long one tonight, so I don't want to spend a whole lot of time. But for the community members that come in afterward, I'm going to go over in detail the YouTube Studio Beta, show you some things that are going on in there. Really, really awesome stuff going on in there right now. I love the new beta YouTube. I don't know what you guys feel about it. Absolutely love what they're doing. They keep adding features on, and if they don't have a feature, I love the way that you can go and it'll take you back to the old one quickly without going and hitting go find the old one at the bottom and click it and go to it. No, you can go, like live streaming. I'll give you an example. Live streaming is not there yet, which is what I did to come in here. I can go right to this video. It has my video because it's an event that I had coming up. And then since live streaming wasn't there yet, you can hit other features and then click it and come right into the live streaming. It opens up a window with my live streaming window. It is awesome. So I'm going to be demoing this YouTube Studio Beta. I'm going to be demoing this. And then before I go out of town, I'm hoping to create a video for my channel so you guys can see some of the cool tools and the things that they're doing and getting done. It's really, really quite nice. I really like the way it's going. It's just a learning curve. They put some stuff in different spots and how to find things and how to get the things. One thing that they use, and you tell me your thoughts on this. This is one of my questions. For example, they have, just take this chat, for example, okay? So if you're in this chat, you can see everybody's chat, but when you hover over with your mouse, if you're on a Windows machine, not on phone, but if you're in a Windows machine, you get 3 dots next to when I hover. When I hover over whoever's topic I'm looking at, I can hover over. I personally don't like hover menus. And this is full of them. The YouTube beta has that. So I don't know how much I really like or unlike that. So that's my thoughts on that. I'm real curious what your thoughts are about hover stuff. If it hovered and told me like what it was, that'd be great. But if it gives me just 3 dots and I have to click on it, I don't necessarily like that because if you don't remember where it is, you're like, oh gosh, how do I get to, I don't know, just an example. I can't think of anything as an example, but I'm real curious to see what your thoughts on that. I just don't like, I'd rather have the words there or something tell me. If I hover over it, I want to see everything that I have as a choice. That's me though. Let's see. Christina says, I have been playing around with the Beta Studio. Some of the tabs are hard to find. I hate that. I understand that and I agree with that. That's why I'm creating a video. That's why I'm doing it, trying to get people used to it. And who knows, it's beta, so it could change at any time. But that's why I want to, in the community afterward, I'm going to invite everybody in and we're going to sit there and I'm going to show them exactly where some things are and where buttons are too. Chris says, in the new YouTube interface, I can't find the ability to edit videos called enhancements in the old one. Right. They don't make it easy. The biggest thing is that you have to select it first. You have to select the video. Then you have all these tools that are listed on the left-hand side and stuff like that. And they don't have as many tools, just so you know. It is kind of limited right now, but if you want to do those things or go back, you just have to kind of go back and hit it. And I always go to live streaming because they don't have that yet and then come back to it. Sheila says, I'm there, Andrew. It's not very good. I've joined a forum owned by some of the experts and they give good answer. Okay, good. Richard, for the 3 dots, it just says report, block, and go to the channel. Good. At least you got something to come up, but I particularly don't like those. It's fine, but it's just me. And when I'm in, like, I'll give you an example when you come in and I show you and demo for you in the live studio beta. Like, you don't even know that the options are there until you go in and click and hover. And that's the thing that bothers me, especially for key things. Like if I want to watch the video that I have, it's already been recorded and I'm just in there and I want to watch it, I have to hover before I get the link to go do that. It has changed already since the first came out with the beta version. Absolutely, Christine, for sure. It's an ongoing change, and that's what beta is all about. I'm not a fan of them either, but this is Andrew. If you have a bunch of choices, it can be cluttered. Imagining 3 buttons at the end of every comment that also always show. Yep. They do have the editing tool back for videos, which is nice. Yes, they do have it. It's just like Chris mentioned, how to get there and how to find it each time. So that's kind of why I want to create the video ongoing, just kind of keep that thing like a monthly thing where we go through and I kind of go and do that. So I'm going to try and create a public video with that, maybe even do some shows on it after I create the video so I can talk about it and go over that kind of stuff, just to stay in the loop of what's going on there. So what's your opinion? I got a couple opinions out there, but what's your opinion of the hover menus versus giving you, so you can just find something as opposed to have to hover before you can find something? The other thing is, next week I will be in California at Google. Cannot wait for this trip. Next Wednesday is when it starts up. Cannot wait. It's going to be so exciting. 5 p.m. Pacific time and 8 p.m. my time. So it's the same. I'm going to try and do a show. I'm going to have on some people that I've had on shows before so we can all talk to you. I'll ask them a couple questions and get their thoughts on some things and see what if you guys have any questions for them while we're there. I'm going to try to do that as best as I can. Not sure where we'll be at 5 o'clock. Not sure the noise, not sure. I mean, we'll probably be at the hotel, but I'm not sure. So we're going to do that and test that and try that. A lot of people said that they want to come on, so I'm going to try and have them on the show so we can talk and maybe ask them a couple questions. Let's see. Richard says, my favorite tool in Google Photos is using the auto to improve the picture. I agree with that. Andrew says, I really want viewable and not hover. I agree with that. And Chris says, I'll see you there. Yes, you will. Hopefully you will be one of the persons that I can bring on camera during the show. That would be amazing to have you there because you always have good input and can give some good feedback to anybody that wants it. Let's see. And she says, and it's with product experts from all over the world, not just North America. That is correct. Everyone will be there. Yep, I will try and get Peachy on. Sheila says, be sure to get Peachy on. I will do every effort that I can to get as many product experts that have been on. I'm sure people that'll be around are like Densa, who went over to Google Voice, Kyle, who just was on that did Google Meet, right, for G Suite. I'll have Mrs. Drasby, who does Google for Education. I'm sure she'll come on. Chris will come on, I'm sure. Peachy, he'll come on, talk about something, photos, or Ben Perlmutter. Probably said his name wrong. He can yell at me. Yeah. He'll probably come on, talk about Google products and things like that. There are some things that we can't say, but we won't have any of that stuff until the next day, so we don't have to worry about it for the show. So I am looking forward to it. Cannot wait. It should be a blast when we get there. It always is to meet like-minded geeks. It's just so much fun when we get out there and go over some of that stuff. I have the best time with these people just because it's people that you see like in Hangouts or that you chat with in a Hangout message box quite often. And for them to finally see them in person, and like as Chris said, even people from around the country, some of the UK folks or the Australia folks or the people from Germany or whatever. It's so cool. Chris says, are you going to wear a Halloween costume? No, the way I see it, I always wear a Halloween costume. I may take my glasses off and be Uncle Fester because I can wear a big old scarf and big neck or something because that's just me, and I've done that before. So I'm always in costume. I live in costume is the way I look at it. So that's the way I feel. Miss Sheila says, I'm betting that the loss of Google Plus will not be mentioned by anyone. Oh, no, I'm sure it will. I mean, we've already had mention throughout a lot of the Hangout chatter and even the new program that rolled out that calls us product experts instead of top contributors now. We had a live video where they mentioned it a couple times because you have to think about there's been Google Plus product experts or top contributors as they were called in the past. There's many of those. And so finding a new home for them and that kind of thing is so it was definitely mentioned. We'll see. We'll see how all that comes into fruition. So, let me see if there's anything else. Hey, I'm just looking at something. Okay, I don't think that's really the things that I wanted to talk about tonight. It's really cool. Christina, I'd love to hear about your trip. I know I saw some pictures on Facebook and stuff where you went and had a great time showing people what you're doing on YouTube and stuff. Love to hear about that. So reach out to me someday. We'll sit in and chat or something. Maybe after the game show this week, come into the after party and let us hear a little bit about that. I'd love to hear about that kind of stuff. Love to have you on the show. Come on my show one Wednesday. That would be fantastic. And you could kind of tell us what you're doing with the real estate stuff and how, YouTube's reaching out to you because you've been very successful doing real estate in a fun way. So all that kind of stuff is always cool. Chris, I look so forward to seeing you. I can't wait. It's going to be pretty doggone awesome. I think there's going to be a lot of folks out there. Hopefully I can meet some new TCs. I really want to try and get some new TCs product experts. I'll never get the change exactly. Get some product experts for different products. I'd love to find like a Google Maps person to talk about that. Come on the talk on the show about that. There's a couple, any kind of products like that. Just something that's different. Something that's we haven't heard about and that kind of thing. So I'm looking forward to some of that. Richard says I saw a post on Facebook with someone who said Facebook isn't liking people putting in posts about MeWe and maybe joining it. Of course not. They don't want you to join something else. They want you to join them. So yeah, absolutely. MeWe, and those that don't know, or anybody that's watching this afterward, MeWe is a forum. I would say it's more of like a Facebook type thing to replace. We looked at it, Andrew and I, we have a user-to-user community, and we looked at it to replace our user-to-user community that we have in Google Plus. Since next October, I think it is, September, October, Google Plus supposedly is going away. So we looked at an alternative, and that's what we looked at. So I don't know. I don't know how that'll go or what that'll be, or, how that's going to turn out. We'll see. And it may not, Google Plus may have an answer to that before we ever get to that point too. They may have a whole new solution, but keep in mind, Google Plus is not going away because it's staying for the business side. Google Plus for the consumer, just like people like you and me, that's where it's going away. So there's still an opportunity to keep it and use it if that's what you want to do. And hopefully as we get closer to the deadline of the consumer version being deprecated, we'll be able to find out more about the paid for side and how that's going to work. Is Google Plus going to be like an intranet just for company, like a larger company? Or is it going to be like company to company? Yes, Google business pages, right? Yes. 10 months and anything possible with Google. That's true. Google business pages, right? When I say it's G Suite customers, paying customers who have G Suite will have access to Google Plus still. So on the business side, they have it. Google business pages, I don't know the answer to. Maybe Andrew in the audience, you could answer to that better, because I don't have a Google Plus page, so I don't know the answer to that. It's going to be interesting, I think. We'll see how all that happens. We don't have to worry about that for another year. We need to enjoy the holidays, enjoy some good times coming up in this next couple months. I can't believe this year went by so fast. See you, Terry. Thank you very much for coming by. I'm getting ready to end it here pretty soon. Google business pages are not part of G Suite, Andrew says. But thank you, Terry. Thank you very much for coming by. I appreciate you. As I mentioned, I look forward to, I'm trying to build a community in YouTube as well, trying to build that up and try and get more people in there watching videos and that kind of thing. I recently went to, I started streaming to Twitch and YouTube at the same time when we did our game show last week. That was pretty awesome, cool. That was a lot of fun. So I'm trying to channel some stuff that way too, since it's gaming. So I'm doing that. We have a brand new game show, brand new this week, starting up this week. So it's a whole different theme, theory, and everything. It's just like if you've ever played the board game Taboo, that's what this is. So yes, I'm sure the audience will build up points and have their fun as well. So we got a brand new game show this Friday. Be sure to tune in. I have a commercial on my channel. You can click on the commercial. You'll see it. It kind of gives you a little sneak peek of not exactly what the game is all about, but just kind of a little commercial preempting. But anybody that is in the community, I will be handing out a Zoom link in the community, so that way you can join me afterward. And I'm going to go over YouTube Studio, show you around, show you some tools inside YouTube Studio. So please, if you can, stick around. It'd be awesome to have you in there. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching tonight. Like I said, next week it'll be live from my Pixel Book out in California. So that's what the goal is there. I really do appreciate you folks. Thank you, everyone, for showing up. Anybody that's watching in the replay, yeah, that's right. It looks like the bonus round for the whole show. Yeah, that's right, Richard. That's exactly what it is. So, thank you, folks, for joining. And always, I appreciate your support. Everyone that's rewatches this, feel free to add any comments that you see there. Anybody that wants help on the virtual camera, which is what I started out with this thing and still haven't gotten out there, be glad to walk you through step by step. Just reach out to me. I believe my email's actually on my YouTube site, so you can go in the About section and get that and send me an email, and I'll be glad to help you out. See you. Yes, bye, everybody. Good. I really do appreciate you. Hello, I'm very late here. Yeah, you are, but that's okay. You can rewatch the show and then be sure to join in and leave any comments afterward. Thank you, folks. I appreciate you. I'm going to stop the stream and send the link out to anybody in the community. If you are a part of the community, you know where I'm talking about. I will send that link and we will talk about inside the studio beta version of YouTube. Thank you, folks. Appreciate you.